Cost of higher education can be a nightmare for families these days. Recent data has shown that students are paying the majority of the tuition costs these days, opposed to 10 years ago when the state paid the majority of the cost. This is a major issue that's facing America, and it hits home here right here at Tennessee. And we've put it together a little clip to show you, what the students have to say. Oftentimes, an issue that's involving the students, they're the ones that are overlooked in this whole process. I don't see nobody coming to campus to interview us about higher education costs, and to feel what we think and what we're going to have to put on a burden that's going to be on our shoulders for years to come. And, if we don't find a solution fast, this is going to affect, millions more people than it's already affecting. So we need to work with, our government, and we need to find a way to find a solution to this problem.
So will you be in debt when you leave college due to higher education costs?
Most definitely. I don't receive the Pell Grant, but I do have my Hope Scholarship and everything else is out of pocket, so I will be, but it's for a good cause though.
So will you be in debt when you leave college due to higher education costs?
Yes, I'll be in debt. I receive scholarships and everything, but it's still not enough to cover all the expenses. So yes, I will.
So will you be in debt when you leave college due to higher education costs?
Definitely.
So will you be in debt when you leave college due to higher education costs?
Of course I will. I'm gonna be just like this guy. I'm gonna be
Take
broke.
loans out? Yeah, are you
So
gonna
will
be
you
broke
be in
after
debt when you
graduate?
leave college due to higher education
Not
costs?
really.
Oh, absolutely. I'm still taking out loans.
So will you be in debt when you leave college due to higher education costs?
Sure will be. I'm taking out loans now, and I'm gonna be paying on them for a while.
Alright, so how do you feel about tuition costs going up while state funding for higher education is decreasing?
I think it's going to be a problem with the amount of people that are able to afford school, and since we're now paying more than the state is for our own tuition.
I mean, obviously it's a problem because we're the ones who are going to step up and be the future leaders. And if we're having, to pay that much and we can't make it, then, I mean, that means you have less people coming in to take over. So you're going to lose a lot of people with leadership experience.
Alright, so how do you feel about tuition costs going up while state funding for higher education is decreasing?
I think that it'll stress the students out more for them having to pay for their education, and the academic performance of the students will go down because of that stress they're having to pay.
How do you feel about tuition costs going up while state funding for higher education is decreasing?
I think it's kind of ridiculous that the funding keeps going down and tuition goes up, because we have record attendance every year. More and more students are coming and paying the same amount of money, and for some reason they can't forecast the correct amount.
How do you feel about tuition costs going up while state funding for higher education is decreasing?
Well, I feel that the state and the government should help pay for more students to get their education, especially since we're down on our jobs and all that stuff. They need more people in different fields, and the government should help pay for it. Instead of using their money to pay for banks getting built out and stuff. And normal, everyday students can't really afford the extra money as it is. So we have to take out more loans and just pretty much spend more money and give more money to people who don't really need it as much as the common students.
So will you be in debt when you leave college?
Yes, I believe me and my whole family probably will be in debt, because right now my sister is in college and she graduates in December, and we both have been taking out loans to go here.
So how do you feel about tuition costs going up while state funding for higher education is decreasing?
Well, we can't go to school, therefore we can't get any jobs, so I mean, that's just about it around here.
With the cost going up like that, it's keeping a lot of people out of school, and I mean, you can't get anything without it.
So will you be in debt when you leave college?
Yes, I will be in debt, which, again, I think everyone at college will be in debt at some point, especially your future after college.
So how do you feel about tuition costs going up while state funding for higher education is decreasing?
Well, I feel that if the tuition is going to go up for every student, that the state funding should go up as well instead of the opposite, because I feel that students shouldn't have to pay more for education whenever they're working hard to do stuff that they're doing now.
So will you be in debt when you leave college?
according to on paper, I will be, but in my profession, once you're a black male teacher, they're supposed to cover your loans that you took out. So, yeah. So, me being in debt after college, no, I will not.
So will you be in debt when you leave college?
No, I will not.
So how do you feel about leaving school debt free?
I feel like I don't have any weight on my shoulders, and I can have a fresh start to the real world, and all that good stuff.
So how do you feel about tuition costs going up while state funding for higher education is decreasing?
Well, it's interesting enough because looking at the statistics over the years, in the past 10 years, tuitions went up over $2,500. I know that from experience. And to see students nowadays going to school as opposed to 20 years ago, the people who went 20 years ago took advantage of state funding, and they're making the laws now, cutting ours down and making us pay for our own. So, I mean, that's basic common sense.
What have you done to ensure that you won't be in debt upon graduation?
Well, I learned at a very young age that college was going to cost, so I decided early on to try to use such things like the FAFSA and try my hardest to keep my grades up. And in turn, I did get scholarships, and I did get the lottery also and Pell Grants. So I won't be in debt when I get out of college, but it's really tough when it comes to some people because I know everyone doesn't have the opportunities I've had in life to have parents who have taught me well, rather.